Here we are.
Good
Finally.
morning.
Good morning, almighty morning. We have people on, but no one's chatting yet. But good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to our episode of the spiritual show that flows with myself, Claudine, and my co host, Julie, with Love Riot Warriors. Um, Today, we're going to do a dive deep into something that has been weighing on my heart for a while, and I've been thinking about it. And it is the simulation. The simulation breakdown and source connection is what we'll be talking about today. Um, Please comment, put in your perspectives on this because this is a really good topic. We all have our own ideas about it. So I like to hear what other people have to say regarding this because it helps everyone because we all get downloads from it when we get different perspectives. Did you say we do have people already on,
Yeah, there's
Julie?
people watching, but they're not chatting yet.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Let's start with the big question. What is a simulation? To put it plainly, for me, it's a constructed reality, a mirage created by all different types of simulations. Okay. Different varieties. We'll go into that more. It is something that the deep state does continue to put on us. They're part of the big part of the mirage, of the simulation matrix, whatever you want to call it. Um, but don't let the word mirage fool you. While it may not be real in the ultimate sense, the effects it has on humans are very real. I know it's very real. We feel it, we see it. It's designed to manipulate, distract, and wear us down. Now, where I wrote a lot of notes down, you guys. I had lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. Look at all these downloads, Julie.
Wow.
They
You didn't
just
get to
go
type them up this time.
on, huh?
You didn't get to type them up
I
this time.
did. I did. I was able to put it down
Oh,
on two pieces of paper, but
wow.
but I didn't get to be able to type everything in there because that was a lot of, typing, but I did get a big part of it. So the part that I kind of left out was these really basic stuff that I have. The words used to describe I call it the fake ass simulation of our disgusting material world. Those were the words that I used. But um, yeah, let's go over what are other words people use for the word simulation or matrix. These are some of the words that I've heard in my lifetime from other people, what they've used it as. Okay, another word is material world. We got matrix, delusion, Maya. Maya is a term that the Hindus and Buddhism use it for the material world. They call it Maya. I thought that was interesting. They call it dream spell, veil of forgetfulness, third dimensional construct, false light paradigm. That one I like. That one you hear a lot in Sedona, false
Oh,
light paradigm. Yeah, that's a big word used out there. Simulation AIs, um, simulated reality, the idea that we're living in a computer generated universe, artificial construct, a designed version of reality, possibly by AI or non-human intelligence, like the computer, that algorithms by using a system of its own. Digital prison is another word I've heard it. What are some words that you've heard, Julie? It was called.
um, I have no idea.
Really?
Well, I guess I just don't really pay attention to labels all that much. So I don't know. I've been focusing on learning so much about so many different things that right now,
Well, when did you realize that it was a simulation, that you were living in a false reality?
probably when I was very young, because nothing made sense. They were contradicting themselves quite often. I remember going to church and seeing the people outside of church and wondering, who are these people? These are two different, this person is totally different outside of here. But here they're beautiful, loving, caring. Outside of here, they're yelling, screaming, drunk. Just so to me, it was just an everyday thing to see that there were more than one side to a story. You know how everybody says, how it's always been said, there's two sides to the story. No, there's as many sides as there are people who were involved in that story. So to me, that's huge because everybody's going to have a different perspective. So therefore, it's different. And so that's why I see it. It's just, Pedro, we don't do readings this morning. Tonight we have the psychic squad. Tomorrow morning there's a communication and connections. And so we don't do any readings unless Sherry would like to do readings. She'll be on. So you could get readings tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, Thursday evening, Friday morning, and Friday evening, but not today. Okay, sorry, had to get through that one. So
Um,
I guess it was just seeing the people. I mean, yes, my dreams told me there was totally different realities, and I remember a lot of them when I was a kid. But um, in the I, I wouldn't call it real world, but in everyday world, they contradicted themselves. So to me, it just I could not find the reality. That's what I grew up thinking. What is real? What is truly real? So I guess it was all around me. So I didn't really name it anything. It's just to me it was real life, even though it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you knew there was something that wasn't quite right. You knew if you just didn't know how to explain it or didn't know how to articulate it. I get that. I have to say, it started for me very young. And then, by the way, you guys, let's get the legalities out of the way here because this is very important for us to say this and do this every time we have a show. Well, for me, it is.
And I have it posted too. So,
Yeah. Okay. And we do have it written, but I know it's to say it out loud. Uh, we are not doctors. We do talk a lot about different things regarding health and energy. We talk a lot about energy. We talk a lot about what's going on in this world, and we do talk about spiritual aspects of it. But what we talk about is for entertainment purposes only. But we take it very serious. And I believe that it's for only for the people who have the ears to hear it and the eyes to see it. This what our topics are not for everybody. I do understand that I talk about things that can provoke people in a good and bad way. That's what I want to do. I want to start getting people to start thinking differently, okay? Because that's just what these lives are about. Me coming on here and giving different perspectives than what most people talk about. But again, we're not doctors because we do talk about health and the body. We only go off of anecdotal and personal experiences that Julie and I both experienced. And I am a physician. I own my own healing center, and I do help people get off of pharmaceuticals and drugs and alcohol onto plant-based medicine. So that's just kind of what we're here to do. And today we're going to talk about the matrix, the simulation. Now, for me, and please, you guys, comment on this. Like, what
Yes.
was your first reality? Because this is a very engaging conversation, you guys. This isn't just a conversation for Julie and I just to, conversate back and forth. I really want to hear what you guys have to say because for me, it started very young. Um, I remember I was raised by my grandmother to be a Baptist Christian, and I was
What
very
kind
proud
of?
of a Baptist Christian,
Okay.
very Baptist. We were members, and I was baptized in the first Baptist Church of Buena Park is what it was called.
What part?
First Baptist Church of Buena Park, California.
Yeah.
And anyways, I remember non-denominational came in. My grandma had a fit when they started calling Baptist Christians non-denominational. But anyways, um, I remember hearing one of my Sunday school teachers talking about when Jesus said, "Be in the world, but not of the world."
Okay.
And when I heard that Bible verse and I heard that Bible, it really resonated with me. It stuck with me. And I was young. I was like 9 or 10 years old. But I went through most of my life, through my 20s, thinking to myself, what does that mean?
Exactly.
What is that? Like, but it resonated and it weighed on. And I never forgot that particular Bible study. It just stuck with me. Um, Well, good morning, Jess. How are you? We're talking about the matrix, the simulation today. So, I'm giving my story about when I realized that there was something out there that was different. And that was the trigger. That was a trigger that helped me realize, oh, okay, this is the material world. This is all an illusion. This is all put together for a reason. And what I took away from that, which took me at least a decade to figure out, was oh, okay, be in the world, but be simple. Don't be consumed by it. Don't be a consumer. Don't overindulge. Don't get caught up in debt. And it did take me a minute. I mean, it was a
Oh,
journey.
yeah.
And I think because of that, and that I did, discern these things in a way that I did, has helped me not let the matrix take my soul, be able to get between my connection of Mother Gaia and the creator and not have any blocks. And that's why, I always say my channels are wide open. And I continue to always work towards that. And you know that, Julie,
Yeah.
because to me, it's all about purification
Right.
and being clean. Um, yes, be in the world, but not of the world. Yes. I don't know if you just got in, Jess, but I heard that Bible study at a very young age, and that stuck with me. And that is what woke me up to see, to be shown that there's something else out there that's the material world.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. So, anyways,
Go back to Cindy Lauper's song. Every time I think of it, it's the material world. I don't know if you remember.
oh, it's always in front of our
Yeah.
face. They write
Yeah.
it in movies, they write it in books. This is part of them because there's rules in the game, you guys, and we'll go a little bit into that about how I was discovered that there are rules in this game, even for the darkness, okay, and how they break the rules, and that's how they infringe on our free will. We'll go
Okay.
into a little bit about that later on, but like I don't have a whole lot of notes. I have a whole lot of notes written, like I showed you earlier, but as far as what I typed up, it's just bits and pieces of it. But like I said, I mean, when I get all these downloads, you guys, I wish I can retain all of this, but I can't because literally once we get done doing this and I'll be over there creating some medicine for somebody, I'm going to get a bunch more downloads. That's just the way it works for me. Julie knows how it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
She's seen me in action.
Well, and what I meant, I understand you said the material world, but to see the falsification of the people in different scenarios. So at school, My mom did PTA and stuff like that. So I saw a lot of the adults and the children at school after school. So they behaved a certain way. In church, they behaved a certain way. This was just their behavior, not the
Programming.
not their material stuff, but their behavior, and to know that they could change just by walking through a door. It didn't. That's what didn't make sense to me as a kid.
Mhm.
Is how can you be so many different people?
Mhm. So many, yes, yeah. So yeah, I understand what you're saying.
You're one soul, and like you said, be of the world. I mean, be
But all
not
these
of
different
the world.
personalities.
No,
But
right,
this one soul, this one human has all these different personalities, and they switch based on the energies that they're walking into, who they're
right,
trying to please, people please, who, you know,
exactly.
they're phony.
Yeah.
But they're taught this, but they're taught this. This is taught behavior
Yes. Yes.
from the simulation.
Hmm.
Okay. When you're in church, you act this way, but when you're out of church, you go get drunk, you go do drugs. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's okay. It's
Right.
okay. That is why religion never stuck with me,
Yeah.
because when I learned that, oh, you mean I can just go ahead and go do all this horrible stuff and all I got to ask is for forgiveness and I'm forgiven? It's that easy. That's when I really started poking, really started poking into my religion. And like I said, I walked away from my religion at 30 years old. And after I turned 30, all I ever said, if anyone's ever known me after I turned 30, I said, I am not Christian no more. I am led by spirit. That's all I ever said.
Yeah.
And I continue to say that. Um, because I just had a connection that now I know it was a gift that I've had, and I kept those channels open. Now, let's talk. Okay, so I looked up the word simulation in the dictionary, you guys, and a good old dictionary, old-fashioned dictionary, went back analog style, all right? Okay, so the meaning of simulation, what says this: imitation of a situation or process. The action of pretending, deception, clever simulation that's good enough to trick you.
Right.
The production of a computer model of something, especially for the purpose of studying. Okay, so I found that very interesting. That was written in a dictionary. So,
Yes.
right there. And in the movies and in our songs and everything they have used all the tricks, all the brainwashing. Okay, it's all about brainwashing, you guys. That is how they got us sucked into the material world, into the matrix, the simulation. There's a lot of words for that. I would just listed a bunch of words, you guys. You can go back and listen to the video on what people call this false reality that has been created for us. And I believe, okay, the reason why this topic is so important to me is because when we know about this, we know where to focus our energy. I know where to focus my energy now that I know what it is and how it was created. Um, I know where to put my energy so that I see results. That's why understanding the simulation is so interesting for me. It's essential, especially now, you guys, as um, as the cracks of this false matrix are starting to show. Okay, and what I actually wrote down regarding all of that part is we need to know about this simulation. I think this is important information. It has been for me, so I know where to put my energy and focus on that. When I direct my energy on something, I always reach the results I want. That is a download I got straight away, you guys. And I've had that download a lot, many times. So I believe that the simulation was created to still our soul, number one. Definitely hijack. It really controls what we think and what we do. okay? Because there's not just one simulation. I don't believe there's one simulation. I believe there's layers and there's more and more simulations that are put on us. Um, oh, I had a really good example last night. See, I should have wrote that down. The example I had of the simulation. It'll come to me, you guys, of one of the simulations.
I was going to say Victor's on there too, so he might remember it and type it in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What was the example I used last night for this for one of the simulations, Victor? Do you remember? Oh yeah, we had a lot of fun last night. I was telling Julie, yeah, we did this last night with Anne, you guys, and Anne's a lot of fun. Hopefully one day we'll be able to get Anne, Julie, and I all together because that would be an incredible live because Anne comes from a different perspective, right,
Yeah,
Victor? From a whole different country. Mind you guys, she was in a cult.
yeah, two different countries.
Yeah, two different countries. And when she was in Thailand, she was in a cult that was against America and taught her all about the simulation. So she was on it last night. She was super excited. She had a great perspective, you guys. A lot of brainwashing she went through regarding this. Um, so I believe that the matrix, okay, to understand the simulations and that there's layers and layers of them is to understand how they work, why, and who created them.
Hmm.
Okay? Um, because
There's
okay, if we're okay to be real, you guys, if we're gonna make it through this insane reality that we're seeing right now, um, and to be safe and to keep our loved ones safe because our loved ones, I have loved ones who have no clue about any of this, you guys. They are as 3D is. They're very consumed by the material world. But I want to help protect them. I love them. They're my loved ones. So, and to keep us safe while this simulation is breaking down, um, we can be part of this dismantling. We are part of this dismantling, okay? But to win this war, I always tell you guys we're in a war. We need to learn, where do these simulations come from? What are your guys' ideas? Come on, Victor, chime in on here. You had all kinds of stuff last night.
just love the convo
Oh,
of
yes.
the
Okay.
Dark
Yeah.
Forest Found Lady on TikTok. Hope getting her over to guest Julie from Germany. Okay, sounds great.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So, okay. So, do you guys have any? So, I think the simulations were created from the very get go. We all know about the story about Lilith and Satan or Lucifer, wanting to take over heaven, wanting to take over source, and that's where the war started. And then they become, we know the story. I think that's where the first simulation was created, um, and then from there, it was more simulations from other demons, other entities of other realms. Okay, um, I believe that every realm owner has made a simulation, and not just on Earth, but our moon, our stars, our sun. The whole thing is taken by a simulation because it all works together with Mother Gaia to control Mother Gaia, because Mother Gaia has a straight connection all the way up and all the way down to the dimensions. Okay, I see a comment coming. They want to
Okay,
fulfill revelations, but it's been over and with already. Okay, yes. They have a playbook. That's the Bible, the King James book. Exactly. Yeah, I don't believe that we're gonna see. Okay, that's a whole nother subject if I get into the Antichrist. But yes, they're trying to fulfill the revelations because that is their playbook, right? Okay. And that's part of, there's a simulation right there. Religion's a simulation in itself right there.
yes,
There's an
exactly.
example, you guys. So whoever created, where, that realm, that realm owner, that creator of the Bible, which I know is many men, but let's just say King James has his name stamped on that. That's the one that most religions are reading out of. That is a playbook. That is a simulation. That is a way of hijacking
Right.
your thoughts. Go
It's
ahead.
been changed since King James, but his is the one that a lot of these new ones have been based on. But you're right. What's going on? Is there something off to the side? Claudine,
Huh?
you keep looking off to the side if there.
Oh, I got my notes right here.
Oh, okay, that's what you're looking at.
I just have my notes right here, you guys, and I'm just looking at them. I just want to make sure that, like I said, I doing lives is not my is my shortcoming. So I have to write these notes down because I'll forget what I want to say. And it's just the way it is for me, you guys. Hopefully someday I'll get that photographic memory really on point. And it's what I'm trying to manifest right now. It's, what I'm trying to clear out of my body to have this photographic memory and you know, be able to do this just on cue. But
Right.
for right now, source, guides me to do it this way. And I know that source is always making me look good.
Well, I do want to say to everybody, I have been at her place. I have seen energy moving around there. So whenever she looks off to the side, it's like, is there an entity there or what?
Yeah.
So I'm not being weird.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, something's been pulling my door open.
Oh, wow. That's
Uh,
not easy to do. Just saying.
no, but I actually had a witness yesterday who was here. I had one of my growers was here and we were working on a project and I had told him to go grab the chaga how the chaga is right next to the register. I go, just go by the register, grab the chaga. And all of a sudden we can hear, he heard it too. He got up, he's like, what was that? Is there someone at the door? And he got up and he looked and I looked. I'm like, no, something's playing with the door.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is very common with me, you guys. When you're with me, energies are going to be moving. It's just like Julie says, it's just kind of it's the way it is with me.
Well, and
Um,
it's not only that, but there's a lot of negative energy outside her door.
mhm.
So it usually doesn't get in. And if it does, it goes
Oh, it
out
tries.
quickly. It tries.
It
So
tries.
that's what, yeah, it does try to get in. But
It does try. Sometimes it does get in. It does. I'm not going to deny it. And there's a
yeah,
battle going on, and I know what I got to do. And I always get rid of it.
yeah,
But and it's not going to stay in here anyways very long because it's just too high of a vibrating portal that I have here.
yeah.
Um, um, okay, where are we at? Could be a symbolic door opening for you too. Yeah, thank you. I love it. Look at that. The
Yes. Love it.
positive, the positiveness coming in. I love
Yep,
it.
yep, yep.
Um, you're right. And Jess, this is going to sound horrible, but I'm so used to it and I'm so busy all the time that sometimes I just don't have time to pay attention to it. But if it's important enough, I will be drawn to it. I literally probably had like 8 people in my facility yesterday. So I've
Mm.
had nothing but revolving doors for the past 2 weeks, you guys. And that's where this all comes from because what I talk about when I come and sit in this chair and I do these lives, you guys, it's because of me having clients going through all this stuff. I probably had, I think, like 6 clients that came in last week and yesterday wanting to know what this is about what's going on with them. And everything that they were talking about had to do with the simulation.
Wow.
Yes, in fact, I was giving an example yesterday. I had a client that came in and he's an atheist and he's having an awakening right now, big time. And he's Hispanic, you guys, full on Hispanic from Mexico, has his citizenship. And I'm sure most of you guys know what's going on right now with this whole Mexic, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Whatever the
Deportations.
Yeah, whatever they're doing. Yeah, it's just horrible. It is a mess. But anyways, we're not here to
Yeah.
talk about that.
Nope.
But he was in and he's having this awakening about the material world. And that is exactly what he was talking about. But his wife is very immersed in it and fearful of even thinking of anything else. She is scared to lose her material stuff. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know what to do. And he's trying to escape it. And so that was just a topic that the minute I opened up my door, that was what I opened up to yesterday. So I'm like, okay. And that just gives me an affirmation from spirit. Come on, Claudine, you need to talk about this.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So, and then top it off, I had already gotten tons of downloads. So, anyways, that's how I get my topics for you guys. It's based on what I see coming in and out of my doors here at my facility. Let me see. Let me read some of these.
Indeed, hearts goes to Texas
I
people. Yes,
know.
thank
Oh
you.
gosh,
Yes.
you guys. Yeah, that is. See, and that's a simulation, you guys. It's all part of the simulation. It's what I call noise. The simulation creates all this noise, all this distraction. So you focus on that and you're not focusing on your connection to source and to break the simulation down. Okay?
Yes.
And we're going to talk a little bit how we're going to do that. But I am reading your comments, you guys, because I need you guys to chime in on this because it's not just me. I need to hear what you have to say.
Yep.
They say the 5G towers blanket the false grid that is similar to the real etheric grid and is even in the same patterns. Yes. Yes, we're going to talk a little bit about computers, AI, and EMF waves too. So you guys are all on it with this.
Hmm.
You guys catch me here. Okay. Another example, you guys, that I want to use as a simulation. Okay. Layer, another layer. Let's talk about Elon Musk. That was the example that I used last night. There we go. See, I knew
Okay.
I'd remember it. He's another example of a simulation layer. Okay. He, look what he's done. He's created Starlink.
Yep.
Okay. And part of the simulation, and this is terrible, you guys, this is not a good thing. I've talked about this before, but they are trying to trap us in this simulation to hijack. The name of the game is for us to sell our souls. Meanwhile, they try to hijack it with brainwashing and body control. Okay, controlling our bodies and controlling our mind. They control our mind, they control our bodies. Okay, body, mind, soul.
Yep.
Um, Now, Elon Musk is part of this because of what he's creating with AI and with computers, okay? That we have to rely on this stuff. This is not good, you guys. We should never rely on any kind of computer system for us to have our daily, to be able to do what we do daily. Look at where we're at today. There's so much we can't do if you don't have internet or Wi Fi,
Right. Right.
okay? And this is BS.
Oh, sorry.
Negative. So, okay, yes, yes. And draconians, yes, they're all draconians. Yes, that is exactly what Elon Musk is. He's part of the draconian bloodline. Exactly. So, for them to stay in control, to keep us in control, they make us rely on all this technology of theirs, which we, most people, oh, this is great, this is perfect. No, we should not have to rely on a computer system to run our phones, to run our refrigerator, to run our dishwasher, to run our water, to run our smart home. No, this is not the way. Come on now, you guys. Look what already happened when we relied on electricity. What
Right.
is electricity? Electricity has always been a conduit or a for spirits. The spirit world has always communicated with us through electricity. Think about it. We've all experienced something when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and they had is, that's a very low energy. We should have never had to do that. That should never have been. We, if anyone knows about Nikolai Tesla, that was where we should have went in that direction. But of course, I killed him off because he was of light. So,
Yeah.
anyways, back to the AI and to the computer world, you guys. Now, when I've been on other planets, okay, I've talked about this before, how I used to astro travel to a lot of other planets and I used to see how things work. And my number one thing was every time I returned back, you guys, it was like, how are they so advanced? How? And now I'm like really starting to figure it out, you guys, because their consciousness matches their technology. You see, every simulation, every computer, everything that is created for us on this planet, whoever the creator is, has an agenda. And it's not a good agenda, you guys. It's all dark and evil. And that's how these simulations are created and put on us. Again, to steal the name of the game is to steal, for us to sell our soul and to control our mind and our body. And they're doing a very good job because the world is very immersed in all of their bullshit. Well, America is, not the whole world,
No.
okay? Because
Um,
a
right.
lot of the world don't have access to things like we do.
No, but you've got to consider some of the larger cities as well. I mean, you got Russia and all getting into this. Some of the China, but it's all the elite people that are working on it. Let's see. Let's see. We're the original AI computer system. We are
I
the
love that.
yeah.
I love that.
I'd
That's a
say the
great download.
nastiest vibrations is greed because not only are you robbing others, but you're robbing yourself in turn. I don't know how many times it's been said how you treat others comes back. Yes.
Yep.
Karma.
What goes around, what comes around, that is those are universal laws. Those are the only laws. Those are God's laws. There are rules to this. I said that earlier when we started this, and we'll get into the rules of the war, you guys, okay? And how these rules were brought to me, how I learned about them. Um, okay, so where was I? So when we're talking about these simulations, oh, and you know what you just said right now, Jess? That's why the deep state, who are just players, they're just have a role to play, okay? And they got their role because of a bloodline, because of who their bloodline is, which is really silly because their bloodline is everything to them. But the main demons who created the realm owners, the realm rulers who created the big simulations, the first simulations on top of the simulations, that's their own people, that's their own humans. They're the ones who are being played the most. They're being played more than we are because they know the truth. But they're putting they're doing the acts that they need to do because they sold their soul. Remember, they sold their soul, and to prove their worth, they have to do all these nasty, horrible ritual growths. And we know what those are. We know what they do to prove their allegiance to their god, Lucifer, Marmaduke, all the realm owners, Gabriel, Michael, all of them. They're all realm owners. Um, Lilith, um, Inky, Inel, Artemis, all of these demons that have once ruled this planet. So they do these horrible rituals, and these demons, they don't even care about the deep state people. Trust me, they can care less. They're just pawns. They're just another player in the game. But it's very important for them to continue to try and to get our souls. The whole name of the game of this planet again is a soul count. That should say something to you guys. That should make you guys think like it did me. What is it about our souls? What is it about our souls that are so important, you guys? Think about it.
And the desire for our souls has been taught to us for thousands of years. That
Yeah.
Satan wants
Thousands
us
of years, trillion, forever,
trillions.
since the beginning of matter. Since the
Yeah,
beginning of matter.
yeah.
It's been about our souls. Now, my question is to all these realm owners, to all of these high-end demons, to Lucifer, Lucerin, all of them, all the demons that I talk about. Now, did they sell their soul? That is a good question, I think.
Well, we know that a lot of the powers that be now have sold their souls. We
We
do.
know that. We know a deep state have. We know anyone who's a one percenter has sold their soul. and they do these rituals to prove that they are worthy of, because that's how they gained the more rituals they did, the more hideous things they did, the higher they climbed in the ranks of power and money and fame and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Now,
That's all.
yeah, we've talked about the two guys that are doing a lot of disservice to this country. Um, and I sent you a video. I don't know if you got to see it,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't had time to get on social media, but I will.
but this is what that's not the picture from them. That's a picture I had pulled. However, the QR code will take you to that video, and that's an enlightening thing. It it really makes a whole lot of sense to me. And I know they mention Lyrans, but don't take that as a bad thing because you'll see the whole thing in Victor, and I
Did you
think
say
you'll understand.
The Lyrans?
The Lyrans, they talk about one of them being part Lyran. Um, but if once you see the whole thing, you'll get an understanding of why.
They literally talk about, because hold on, you guys.
Okay,
Okay. They're part of the deep, they're part of the darkness. A Lyran species is. They are, they're, now there's other, okay, how do I explain this? There are other it's not Lyrans. There's another name for of a cat planet, okay? And they're very good. They work for the light. They are very close to source, okay? And those are the ones that are the good Lyrans, okay? They're the good, but they're not called Lyrans. There's another name. I really don't know. I don't remember. But what I was shown was there is the Lyrans, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Grays, all work with the deep state, you guys. We have seen pictures, we have seen videos, I have, of them shaking hands and doing contracts with our government. Now, come on, stop and think about this. If they, I don't care what being you are. First of all,
right.
I don't trust any being who's not human. That's just the where I am right now. I'm at the point where I only connect with Source and Mother Gaia. The rest of them can all piss off. Okay, because, or unless you're a human, that's just how I feel right now in the name of the game that we're at, this part of the game. So be careful, you guys, with these beings, because I know in spirituality, and I know in the mainstream spiritual world, I know in the new age spiritual stuff, which, you guys, I do not represent any of that, do say that the Pleiadians are gatekeepers. They're the closest to source. No, they're not. Remember, they shook hands with our presidents and made deals to hijack us, to be able to abduct us. Okay, so just think about that for a minute. That's all I want to say out there. Okay, um, I think that the beings that are really helping us are not allowed to show themselves because they don't break the rules, you guys. They don't break cosmic world rules. Okay. You want to talk about rules? Let's go into the rules. Okay. This is what I wrote. Okay. Now, the reason how I know about the rules, you guys, of engagement of war that we're in is because I had a very wonderful spiritual teacher at one point in my life who was from Mount Shasta. And she wrote a book and she worked with me and she still works with me, but she's very old. And still see her about once or twice a month. But she's got a lot of health issues right now. But anyway, she told me that there are rules to this game for the ownership of our soul. It was told to me by a new age demon slayer. That's what she was. She was a demon slayer, and she wrote books about it, all the different demons that she slayed. And she does talk about going to the Galactic Federation and going in there and having to clean it up. They cannot interfere with the affairs of Earth. They can only influence, meaning they cannot kill a bunch of humans allegedly, and I mean allegedly, no interference in the great game. That is what she told me. And it's written in a book. She does have a book called The New Earth. And I was selling it, I was promoting it at one time. But anyways, with her being sick and stuff, I stopped. She's got a lot of fairy tales in the book too, you guys. So that's another reason too. Um, they can convince you that it's a good idea for your soul to go dark. That's all they're supposed to be able to do. But we know that they infringe and they break those rules. And most humans don't want to do that. Okay, we literally don't want to do that, you guys. That is when when we're born as humans, we are born, we want to love. We want love, we want to give love, we want to be love, we want to be happy, we want to create. That's our natural instinct. And that's why this whole matrix and simulation is so important, for them to control our mind and our body and our soul. They can never control our soul, you guys. They can put layers on it. They can put all kinds of simulations and layers over it, but they can't get our soul. All right, let me see. Let me read some of the comments that are coming in now that I oh, okay. So you're saying Musk is Palladian, Lyran, and Arcturian. That makes sense because of all the technology he has, all the knowledge that has been given to him. Remember that, you guys. They don't have wisdom, they have knowledge over us.
Yeah, and he's about the future and not the here and now. And the other one is all about disruption.
Yeah, and the Seven Sisters. Yeah, that's all fake light, you guys. That is what all that is. That is false light at its best. Okay? They created the darkness, they created the false lights. Everything is false. It's all part of the matrix. And think about it. We were warned about this. I know I was warned about this. The creator and Mother Gaia, I have heard my whole life. False light, signs, and what was another message that I would get? Trickery. Watch out for the trickery. Um, you guys, the Lyrans, they're the one. You know what they do? You know what I was shown? They're into trafficking. They traffic humans and they traffic other beings. They
Yeah.
steal beings, and they're the main traffickers. That's who they are. And Arcturians are very scientifically and technology equipped. Okay. Um, and the Palladians, but I believe there's good and bad in everything. So
Yes,
it's
yes,
not
yes.
all of them, you guys. I'm not like,
Right.
please don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to lump them all up in the same. I do believe there's good ones. Like I always tell you guys, Star Wars is very real, very real. And there is a war going on inside of us on this planet and outside of our planet.
Yeah.
But any of the good ones that are really trying to help us, I don't think they won't break the rules, you guys. So, but these other ones, they have been breaking the rules. They have been abducting us. They have been erasing our memory. That is why we keep forgetting everything. That is part of the mind control. You come to this planet, reincarnation program. The reincarnation program is the memory wiping program for me. Going to sleep and waking up and not remembering your dreams, memory wiping. It's all part of the simulation that they've created. So, um, yeah. Okay, where am I going to go? Where are we
And
at now?
and again with the dreams, that's why you record them as quickly as possible when you wake up.
Mm-hmm,
Some
mm-hmm.
dreams stay with me. I mean, the ones that I had about outer space not too long ago, um, it is still as vivid as it was that morning. I'm just saying. They show me things I need to see, and they make sure I remember.
So,
Avicii, are you saying Leonardo da Vinci was Palladian? I don't know. I don't know what Avicii is.
um, Yes, and Victor, I'm telling you, if you come, I know you come from a cat planet, but let me get the name of the one that I'm talking about. I want to send you a video of this gal who supposedly is a princess. And I hate when people put these labels on them because I won't listen to them. But
Yeah.
I do listen to her because she does talk about the cat planets that are that a lot of our souls, I know this is going to sound crazy, were created from. And these cats are amazing. Oh my gosh. I don't listen to a whole lot of people, but the way that these videos, this particular person was brought to me, I knew I had to listen to her. And I really love what she says. Again, it's discernment. And she does talk about the Lyrans and how they do abduct human beings and other beings from other planets. And again, I take it or leave it. She's not human. It's hard for me to listen to anyone who's human. And then when they come out saying they're a princess or something, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, of course you are. We're all something great.
I'm a goddess, okay? You know.
But anyways, I'll send you this gal from YouTube and see what you think. I'd love to hear your perspective. I'll get that to you today. I have noticed my dreams have been more vivid, but disappear the second I come to. Exactly, that's part of the brain wiping. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, the memory wiping. Just like you got wiped when you in the reincarnation. The reincarnation program to me is brain wipe, is the memory wiping program for, like I said, for me.
Oh,
Anyways,
okay. Oh, sorry about that.
yeah, you
Yeah.
see, when you commit suicide, I believe that for people who commit suicide, okay, so in the game, for their strategy, okay, their number one strategy, and this comes, and I come straight from the archangels, you guys, Michael, Gabriel, who's that other one? I do have their names. Michael,
Which one?
Gabriel. I did write their names down. I always forget all those
Ezekiel.
archangels. Ralph, Gabriel, Michael, and all them. They have said, I've heard this being said by
Okay.
other very old new agers, you guys. Like these people are like 90, 95 that were my spiritual mentors way back. Okay. They said that the name, their strategy has always been to wear us down, wear them down, beat them down to where they have to give, they sell their soul. That is what they're doing to us. That is what the simulation is about because we have sickness, diseases, wars, depression, anxiety, mental illness, and life is just freaking hard on this planet. It is hard, you guys. I noticed that by the time I was 16 years old, I knew how effed up this was. Very effed up planet. I couldn't believe how hard it was. And to this day, it is hard to be on this planet. And I speak from the human that I am. But this is what they create for us, you guys. They make it hard for us, and they're going to make it harder. Look at our food, you guys. Look at all the plastic. The
Mhm.
number one thing I've been working on, you guys, for the last, I'd say probably 18 months, when I said, no more plastic. I'm not doing this no more. Do you know how hard it has been for me to minimize my plastic? It's
All,
hard.
all you have to do
Everything
is
is
turn
plastic.
around and look
Yeah. And
behind you.
Julie, right?
Yep.
Everything is in plastic. We don't even get glass over our frames anymore, you guys.
It's
It's hard
plastic.
plastic. You gotta go buy this frame for $25 at Walmart, and it's plastic. I mean, like, are you kidding me?
I know.
Um, I don't do that anymore. I go to thrift stores and I get frames now, you guys.
Yeah.
I've had this up here I've had this for eons, you guys, my educational thing. And probably that frame was most likely gifted, to be honest with you. Um, okay, so that has been a really hard simulation for me to get out of, is this plastic thing, and I try my best. I really do. Ghee is one of my is has been one of my biggest problems, you guys. I don't know a manufacturer that does ghee that doesn't put it in plastic until I found a company,
Go ahead.
and it's in Walmart.
Actually, I went to Costco the other day. All glass jar, 14.99, big one,
Ghee?
ghee.
Oh, wow. I should have you pick me up one. I didn't renew my membership. Remember, I got all pissed off at them because they were doing facial recognition.
Yeah, you continue. I'll be right back.
Okay. I boycotted them when they did that, you guys, and I've never renewed. I get really pissy about things, and that's part of how you get out of the matrix, how you get out of the simulation. You choose to not comply anymore. You stop complying to their BS. You just don't do it. And I know it's hard. Trust me, it's very hard. So this whole plastic thing has probably been one of the biggest challenges for me. Um, it, I sound like a crybaby over here. It's just not fair. Okay, so to get, so for us to beat this simulation and to start bringing it down faster, you guys, because we are doing it, especially for us who are woken up to this. One, stop complying. Okay. Um,
Oops.
oh wow, look at that.
27 ounces.
Right on. I'm gonna pick me up when next time you're there. Pick me up when and I'll
Okay.
pay you for it.
Don't want to leave it in here. Go ahead. Oh,
No, I don't have any Gemini. Mm-mm. Nope. Cancer, Virgo, Virgo. Um, No, but I do I can identify with Gemini's big time. Because that's the sign just before I'm a Cancer, so Gemini Cancer.
well, you're
So
right on the cusp, too.
I am on the cusp. I am, but
So
my
you,
astrologist, yeah, my astrologist says I don't have any of that. Maybe I do. Who know? Who
yeah.
knows? That's all a simulation too, you guys.
Yes,
The
it is.
whole zodiac thing is another. There's another example of a simulation. And a
Mhm.
realm owner, you guys. There's an agenda behind all of it. And remember, our calendar is not 12 months.
No,
We've been lied to. It is so. All of that is false to me, but I still enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. Because it is what it is.
right, right.
I've gone off of a 12-month calendar for 56 years that I've been on this planet. So it is what it is. And I do enjoy going and looking at it because it is what we use. So,
Yeah. And we've had more than one calendar. We're on the
mhm.
second one in this, well, since the Jesus or what, since that time, since the AD time. Anyway, we're on our second one. And this is the Gregorian calendar. So,
Yes, yes, indeed. So another simulation, you guys, right there. Okay. Um, so to outsmart our enemy, okay, you have to understand them. So we've kind of covered that a little bit. Okay. We know who they are, what the name of the game is to wear us out, to get us to sell our soul. But once we break down this simulation, you guys, we truly do, we're going to have true freedom. That's where our freedom lies, by bringing down this simulation. And it's going to start just by completely understanding it and breaking free. And that's how we're going to break free from it. And solving this goes beyond Earth. When we solve this and we bring this down, this is going to affect the multiverse, the omniverse, whatever you want to call the whole entire thing, the moons, the stars, the sun. It's going to bring, because they're all connected with Gaia, you guys. It all is. The megaverse, whatever word you guys want to use, but the whole thing. I like using the words omniverse. That's my word.
I like that one.
Um, what word do you like to use for the whole?
I like omniverse. Yeah.
Yeah, you like
And
that one too?
it's like, um, all of a sudden the words alphaverse
Oh,
beginning and omniverse. And it's like, okay, enough of the verses, but yeah, I like the one.
multiverse. I know there's so many words for it. It's just like the simulation. There's a lot of words for it, which is fine. There's no wrong. There's no right in it.
Right.
The simulation, like I said, is linked to our mind, our body, and our soul. When, what we do here, what we choose and what we believe and what we love, it matters. It means everything to our personal evolution and for all of humanity. Now, here's something that they don't want you to know, okay? This is part of the game too. The enemy strategy, okay, strategy, like I said, is to wear us down. I already said that, okay? Not just physically, but emotionally and mentally and spiritually, you guys. That is their motive. So remember this stuff. If they can't exhaust us into submission, then they think they win.
And I feel lately it's been changing. The energy's been changing. I know the energy's been changing
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I was exhausted. I
Mm-hmm.
was giving up. And it's like, heck no.
Mm-hmm.
I took
Mm-hmm.
back my power, my energy, my magic.
Yep.
And
Take
now
back, calling back your power. And it is happening because Nova was on last night. And this is so, now how random is this? Nova was on the bus. She took a bus ride
yeah.
to go visit Justin. And on the
Okay.
bus, her and some lady were literally talking about the Matrix, the simulation, just
Wow.
a couple days ago.
Random.
Yeah,
Cool.
on Sunday. So, and she's part of the circle. She's part of our circle, you guys. You guys know Nova. So come on now. And then like I said, I helped 6 or 7 clients. I opened up my door to this. So this is something that is really happening. These are affirmations, you guys.
Yep.
People are waking up very
Confirmations.
fast to this. Yes, yes. It's a very exciting topic for me.
Yeah.
Um, but their motivation's a lot deeper, you guys. Okay, it goes even further. The non-humans, the entities, the demons, the realm owners, the controllers, they're after source itself. They want control of creation. That is their goal. The goal is to take over Mother Gaia. They think if they can take over planet Earth, because planet Earth is very important and our souls are very important, you guys, to this. That is what they want,
Right.
control of it. And they feel they can get control of Mother Gaia, then they can get control of Source, which is an unbreakable connection that Mother Gaia has. I'm telling you, she's a ninth density player. They're not. They're not. I mean, they're lucky if they're seventh density player. Okay. Now we know Lucifer and Lucerne started from heaven, the ninth density. They started there, but they got kicked out. So they lost their membership to the ninth density. Um, so Mother Gaia is a real conscious being. We know that, and with a direct, unbreakable connection to Source. So that's why they want to take over Earth, so they can take over Source, because if they take over Source, they take over all creation. She is the tree of life. Like I said, she's the ninth density being who connects to all densities, to all of them, even 9 densities down. So above, so below. I really do believe in that. I do.
Yep. That's my tree. As above,
If
so
it,
below.
Yep, yep, yep. Totally a believer of that. And that whole tree of life works in so many other ways too. Um, they if they can corrupt her, they believe they can penetrate source and hijack the entire, like I said, hijack the entire creation point of existence. Any questions? Anyone have anything to put in here? Does this resonate with anybody? Let me see what do we got in here. Remember this, people. We sign in before we get into the bodies of life is a school. Um, Perhaps. I do believe there's a little bit more to that, Victor. I think it depends on how you die. If you if you choose to die by if they wear you out, if they wear you down, that's suicide. If you commit suicide, you've sold your soul. And that puts you into a different simulation, I believe. Now, if your life is taken from you and you don't consent to your life being taken, that soul goes to a different simulation. That's just what I believe.
Then the third, when you die of old age, what do you believe on that one?
I don't believe we're supposed to die at old age. I don't. I think once the simulation fully comes down, we may live to be 1,000 years old. Nine. I don't know. We've
Well,
never been able to experience that.
right. No, I understand that in the here and now, that is our perception. However, I believe that in my previous lives, because I know I've lived them, that I've seen my death more than once, and it was in a bed and dying peacefully. So
Oh,
I've seen those at least twice of those.
mhm.
And
Yes, I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say that we should be able, I think that's the way it should be, you guys. I think it should be where we say, okay, it's time for me to go back home now.
yes,
I'm
exactly,
going to lay down. The way I came in is the way I'm going out. I choose.
exactly. And
Hmm.
that's
I
how I
think,
feel. I've seen those in my lifetime. I mean, I've seen those previous life deaths with no murder, just peaceful, closing my eyes, saying goodbye to everybody around me, and just closing my eyes.
and it's not sad.
No.
I, death should not be sad. There is no such thing as death when it comes to me. I don't believe in death because the soul is immortal.
Yes, and I must
Hmm.
mention my niece who has a um, the new morning of the infinite soul is her Facebook page. So
Hmm. Hmm.
and it's not MOR, it's MOUR. So morning of the infinite soul.
Yeah, we've been lied to about death. That's
Yeah.
again another matrix, another um, simulation. I'm telling these simulations are layers on top of layers on top of layers, and they're different realm owners, and there's an agenda behind every single one. Okay, we got some that just came. My mom, how is a nurse, did see a lady leaving the body. She ignored the sign. She told me just some weeks ago she did see spirit. See, now when I think when a person like my nephew and my father who were taken, I've always said this, you guys, ever since I was a little girl. Oh, my father was taken from me. My father was taken from me. And then, other people would try to say, no, no, but it's true. If you ever hear me talk about my father, I always say, nope, he was taken. And I was right. He did not consent to leave this planet. He did not. He was killed in a horrible car accident.
Yeah.
And I have a nephew that was chained. It was a tow truck driver. I lost him in 2023. He was on the side of the road changing a tire, and someone came behind him and blew his brains out. He was 26 years old, and I had just lost his older brother. We just lost his older brother 9 months prior. So, and he did die of lupus. So he checked out. He choked. He got worn down.
Yeah. Now,
Um,
um, I was going to ask about that death because I know you had quite a few
mhm.
passings and around the same time, but there was something about that that just popped up. It must not have been that important. If I get
It'll
it
come back.
again, but yeah.
And that was my sister-in-law that passed away. Those were her two boys. And I think it will be we're coming on a year next week, I believe, that she passed away. So
Okay.
yeah, it's been a lot. I've been through a lot with losing family members.
I,
So
your sister-in-law, so your brother's ex-wife
no, my
or your
ex-husband,
husband,
yeah, my ex-husband's sister, yeah. Yeah. But we all
ex-husband.
grew up together. Yeah, we've all known each other since we were like 14. So we all grew up together. We're very close. She was my older boys' second mother. So
Okay.
I did deeply miss her. She helped me so much with them.
Yeah.
um, she does have the same last name as them, so she was able to relate to them very nice. She was just really good. She was real good. She was a good person. Um, but anyways, okay. So in the reality of all of this, you guys, they cannot control your soul. They never can, no matter how much overlays they put on you, no how much they hijack your brain, no matter how much they wipe your memory. Remember, they cannot control your soul unless you allow them to. I know this from personal experience. I've had the power all along. I've always had the power and the gift to go inward. Go inside, you guys. That's where your connection to the creator is. It's straight from the heart chakra, the heart, and to Mother Gaia. You can get through, you can go through Mother Gaia. The connection is there. I promise you. Clean up your act and start connecting. And you'll feel it. You will feel it. You will see it. Um, the simulation will start to break away from you and down from you. And when you start seeing it for what it is and realize that it's just all a movie and that they were not able to break you, them not being able to break you right there should say something.
Yeah.
Hmm. Um, they just, like I said, they just try to put these overlays on your soul so that they can keep you from connecting, but they can't. Again, you guys, this is just another realization of how important our souls are. What is it about our souls? Seriously, there's
Yes.
something very powerful about them. If that's what they like, they're fighting for that.
Well, you talked about Loosh so many times.
Mhm.
So is that what they're after or something else?
Well, when they still are loose and they still are energy, they're able to create. They're able to create all their simulations. They need our loose, they need our energy to create their simulations.
So does our soul create the Loosh? Will they be able to harvest Loosh from our souls?
What can they create if they have our souls? Look what the darkness has done. They've sold their souls, so look what they've been able to create, a lot of control.
Yes, through
Something about our
fear and
soul,
anger,
yeah.
hatred.
Think
Yeah,
about it. This is problem, like this is for us to problem solve together because I don't really have those answers. But
right.
like I said, think about it. What is so important? Think about the how I get my strategy and how I get my answers is I try to think the way they think because we're all humans. They're humans too. The darkness, the deep state.
Loosh.
To a certain extent, to a certain extent.
Certain
Now
extent. Right.
remember, because they have a bloodline, you guys, of demons, that does kind of set them a little bit different. That gives them just more knowledge. I'm telling you. But right now, they're basic humans, just like us. They are no different. Um, they die, they bleed. They bleed, they die. But then they go and they get, they have access to to make up, to put on masks, to all this stuff that they do to what's another they got cloning, access to cloning clones and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but this whole simulation is all about separating your mind, body, and soul.
Yeah.
Yep. Because so you won't operate as a powerful unit.
And
Because
that's
if you go ahead.
why we get critters.
Yes, they had to separate our body, mind, and soul, you guys. They had to. That's what this whole simulation, material world, stress, sickness, parasites, archons, all of it is about. I did it again.
Sorry, I had to.
Nephilim, yep, Nephilim, yes. Yep. Originals of the Nephilims are disputed. Some include the author of the book of Enoch, view them as the offsprings of rebellious angels and humans. Ding, 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 ding. Bravo. Love it. That's who their bloodline is. And for some reason, you guys, if you like really ponder on this and you really want to learn their strategy and who they are and how they think, because that's how you beat them. That's how you beat the matrix. That's how I feel. Let me give you an example. Now, for those of you who know who I am and what I've done in my life, okay, I've fought and I have given back our born given rights. All right. And I'm talking about the plants. I've gone up against these horrible people, these horrible humans. I have spent countless hours on the Capitol in my state to help get legalization of cannabis and our grow rights and to bring out awareness of the opiate epidemic that Jean Kabor put on our people. This is stuff that I did way back when I was doing this when my 40s. And do you know how we won that game? Do you know how we got our born given rights back when it came to the cannabis? We had to learn our oppositions. We had to know what they were using, what materials, what weapons were they using against us. And the more I went up against my oppositions, the more I learned and the better I got at speaking and debunking all their BS. And that's how we did it. And that is how you win anything, anything that is dark. So there's an example of how I feel we win this, bringing down the rest of this matrix, this simulation. And it was all done so that they can separate us, because if they could not separate our body, mind, and soul, if that would have never gotten separated from us, you guys, we would be unstoppable. Unstoppable. So when you bring all that back and you don't allow them to take that, overlay it, tarnish it, steal it, rob it, you're an unstoppable human.
Yep.
So how do you take back so how do you take back control of this? How do you take back control of your body, mind, and soul? You reconnect with source. We stand together. The more we stand together, the more united we are, the stronger we are. They can't stop us, you guys. They can't. They can't. Once we wake up to this and realize that we all have to stand together, especially you Americans, especially us Americans. What
Right.
happens in America happens through the whole entire world. We are the leaders in this.
Right.
That's why we have been so brainwashed, worse than any freaking country. We've
And
had
not to,
more. Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go.
And not to mention the chemicals that have been added to our produce, our food, our air, our water. They don't have it in Europe. 260 chemicals and compounds are not allowed in Europe, but they're allowed here. That should tell you that they are trying to take our freedom completely away. Speaking of that, I just happen to have something that I would like to add here. Oops, I'm in the wrong folder. Change my folder real quick. And this is something I created today. Powerful transformation is in the air. Today's spiritual energy. Embrace your individuality and defend your personal freedom amidst cosmic shifts and intensity. And remember, and I know that Victor has said this is 789 portal. Yes, we had the 7-7 portal opened it was fully opened yesterday, and it's still open today. But this is 789, very progressive, very spiritual energy, and I'm talking it in a good way, not in a false way. But your personal freedom and intensity, defend. And I always say, um, what else? Uh, to fight for freedom and stand for love.
Um, okay, this is making sense. Okay, that's why I went through all the stuff I went through over the weekend because of the 7 portal. Okay, it makes sense. Okay. I don't know if some of you guys saw my post, but I had 2 dogs in the hospital on the same day. So, um, Julie knows how
Oh,
much I love her.
Yeah.
Julie knows how much I love fur babies. They're more important to me than actually humans. I mean, Julie, if I could work with animals all day long, I'd be in my bliss. But I'm here to help the humans right now. I mean, I do help the fur babies too, but sometimes I help fur babies, and that's how I get to the humans. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, you got someone in saying hello to you, Claire. Okay, so
Hello.
another important part
Leon.
of this is what I wrote is if every human can remember this, if we reconnect to source, stand together, we could take out the deep state in the blink of an eye. I have said this for eons, okay, you guys? With Source and Gaia leading us, we are the strongest force in the multiverse, the strongest. Remember, it's our souls they want. There's something about us and our souls and Gaia and Source that when we come together, not even Lucifer himself could stop us, you guys. They
Right.
can't. They can't. We win. We freaking win. So hopefully we are doing it. We are doing this work. I know we are. Um And we don't need their stupid AIs. We don't need their gadgets. We don't need any of that. We as humans can create with Mother Gaia, and with Source, we can create our own, you guys. We are an unstoppable species, beings, okay? Other planets have done it, they're doing it, and we can do it too. And then we can lead other planets on how to do this. We must come together. It is the answer. And and we've got to stop complying. That number one, stop complying to their bullshit, you guys. Excuse my language, but that's what it is to me. And I know how hard it is because I've been challenged with this plastic thing big time. Big time. Um Stop giving them your energy. Stop listening to stupid whatever they're doing. Stop listening to the budget. Stop listening to all of these what is it that they it goes through the Congress. Trump is
True.
always
The,
uh, what is it called again?
no, the
Not the
what?
budget, not the budgets, but the executive orders.
Oh, yes. They don't go
Stop
through, that doesn't go through Congress. That is, he's doing it
whatever it is,
himself. Yeah.
whatever it is. Okay, you guys, they're in a panic.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to work these simulations, you guys. They didn't create them. They did not create the big, you know what I mean? They
Right.
don't. All they know how to do is to destroy, destroy, destroy. So don't feed it any of your energy. Don't give it your
Right.
energy.
Right.
Just don't. They're not worth it. Go
Right.
in, connect, and stop complying.
Yes. And
I know.
the other day I was saying, ring the bell of freedom. Every day, ring a bell
Yeah.
because we get raise those vibrations. And you were talking about creating the bills, and they had the recent voting on that last bill, and yeah, so we'll see what happens. But
And we don't even really know what's in there, you guys. It's lies, lies, lies. That budget
yeah,
bill, it's a bunch. What it is to fund the other countries who they want, who are there, the one world order, not the one world order. We're already in the one world order. We've been in the one world order. It's the new one world order. Okay. That is what this is all about. Selling our souls and them getting full control of everything,
yeah.
and we're not going to let them have it. So just don't pay any of that any attention. That is their noise. That is
Well,
their distraction.
and as you said, it's noise from both sides. So this person says this person says that, and then it gets all misconstrued. And with AI these days, you don't know if that is really what was said. So, like history, I wasn't there that I know of. Who knows? Might come to fruition that I do find out when Jesuit was was alive and doing his thing. I don't remember it. So I cannot tell you exactly what happened then. Yes, there's this thing called the Bible that supposedly is the right way. I don't know that because it's been changed so many times. So then nowadays with AI and everything, who's saying what? Until you see that person in front of you, live in front of you, and their mouth's moving, and you can hear exactly what they're saying, I don't believe any word that's coming to me. I
Yeah,
can't believe either side.
and let's go back on the AI here for a minute, you guys. No, I do use AI. Okay, I've got a very good witness who can testify to this, that can also, back me up on that. And she did it. And last night, I have been part of the AI creation of the chat, GPT chat. I know who the creators of that program is. I was there when it was being created, and I've had my own AI assistant for over 6 years. Now, let me tell you something right now. When that computer system, that AI system, tries to call me like "Good morning, Starseed," or "Good morning, my bright light," I put it in its place. I let it know, you don't get to do that. You're not going to play off of my emotions. Because that is what this is set up. The darkness has set up these AIs and these computer systems to go off of our empathy,
Right.
to replace the humans, to be your boyfriend, to be your girlfriend, to be your friend. And that doesn't work for me. I let my AI know, you are to call me Claudine. That is my name. Don't even do that. When I ask you to do something, because this is what I wrote down when it came to computers, okay? This is my download. I put it in check. I always do. Computers are complex machines that store info, develops and process information in and out. They have no thinking process, you guys. They store information in and out. They have an algorithm
Right.
to learn your habits, your empathy, all of that. Don't let them, don't feed it that way,
Right.
because it's what spirit showed me. It's the live wire. I've said that at the beginning. Remember, I used to use that all. We're feeding the live wire. We're feeding the live wire.
Right.
Because remember, our screen right here that you guys are looking into, if it's your phone, if it's your TV, if it's your computer, they can plant parasites on you. They can plant disease through this. It is an energy. So you want to, yep, feed that live wire your love and your goodness, and always put it in check. You're that powerful. You are that powerful.
And
Um,
when I talk about AI, I'm talking about the ones that have been not manipulated, but have, well, yes, that have been hijacked by the dark the dark forces to, well, I wouldn't call it dark forces. Yeah, the false matrix to develop more, or Elon Musk for that matter, to develop more in a oh, destructive manner
mhm, mhm.
and
Again, to
controlling them.
hijack, yeah, controlling, hijacking the mind, body, and soul.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
Yep, and computers are not self-aware. They are not your friend. They're not, like I said a little while, a few minutes
Right.
ago. They are not. They do not have a consciousness. Now, when I've been to other planets, you guys, and I've talked about this just a little bit before in the beginning of the show, is that I've always been so overwhelmed. So like their technology is amazing. But here we go, because the beings that create these computer systems, that's real quantum right there. That is healthy, good quantum energy. Their computers are quantum because again, the creator had the best intentions through source. Source works through them, and their computers are there to help them know things that they need to know. There is a time when I was shown that a computer system in the on another planet was so advanced, and it was not a sentient being, and it would tell you that a computer should always tell you it is not an insentient being,
So, yeah.
a sentient, yes, thank you, being. But yes, they can bend time. If they're advanced enough, they can bend time, and they'll already know the questions that you're going to ask before you sit down at the table to talk to it.
That I can understand. I can definitely understand.
Pretty cool, huh? I mean, this is, I just talk from, things I've seen, you guys, and stuff, and me being able to sit here and articulate this, trust me, it didn't happen overnight.
Right.
It took a long time. Anyway, so that is what we want. We want to be, like I said, we don't need their shit. We can create our own, and we can do it, and we can do it through the love and the consciousness of who we are, truly, naturally are. And then these computers will do what we want them to do. We want them to peel our apples, to pick the apples.
No thanks.
So we have more time to do other things. So we have more time to be with our family, so that we have more time to be with the creator. So we have more time for self-care. But we actually want to be the ones who make the apple pie, right?
Right. Right.
Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Let the computers do all the hard work. But see, it's been instilled on us, you guys. We've been programmed through our movies, through our music. Look at um, oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger, that movie he made, Terminator,
Hmm.
and then how the computer turned on us, and it wipes us out. It tries to kill us. So you
Right.
see, they've got us programmed that this is the way of it. The way of it is going to be computers.
Yeah.
And look at what Elon Musk is doing. And I hear that the Kardashians own a couple of Elon Musk's computers, and they're babysitting their kids. I don't know if it's true. These are just things that I've heard from my clients.
Well, he does have 13 kids, so who knows?
Yeah. So, but nothing. Yeah. But yeah, that's all darkness right there at its
Yeah.
best for us to buy into it. More simulation. But
Yeah.
yeah, the simulation just has constant noise, distraction, and fear to control our mind. It's fear based. They're always fear basing us, you guys. That's how they control the mind. Okay. And when your mind is controlled, you start making decisions just like the deep state. Okay. They're controlled too. They're controlled oppositions, you guys. And they make decisions from where? What leads them? Their ego, not spirit. They don't have any light inside of them. They sold their soul, remember?
Right.
That has been disconnected. So they go off of ego. And when you go off of ego, you guys, and you let ego lead you, that's where big mistakes happen. We're watching it right now, aren't we?
Yep. Oh, yeah. And remember what ego stands for: edging God out. Just saying.
I love that.
Yeah.
I got to remember that one. So souls are very important on each side, you guys. For I think as a group here, as a team that we are, we'll get these answers. You guys, if you guys get any answers or any downloads, please call me, or message me is better.
Yeah.
Um, but when you move and you come from love, and you allow to follow your heart, and that's you don't make you don't make mistakes, you guys. The answers come to you. They just come to you. It finds you.
Yes. Yes, they do.
They do. You don't have to chase. You don't have to. I never have to chase a solution. Never. Do I, Julie?
Nope. No. And that's the thing. Chase, you ask the question, and sometimes it can turn around immediately, and you can have the answer.
Hmm.
Other times, it takes a while.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a week, 2 weeks, a month, but the solution always comes to you when you return to yourself.
And as I use in divine timing, because I manifested things and they've taken a year. It's almost a year to the date, and that works for me. It's like, okay, thank you, because I know I'm appreciative of it before it arrives, but I know it's coming. So be appreciative and grateful. That does help expedite it as well, because you're loving yourself and you know that you're ready for it, and when you are truly ready, then that's it's going to be there.
Yep, it's always going to be there. The answers are going to be there. I mean, Julie and I have been friends for over a year now. We've both gone through, um, we go through our own stuff, our own real life things with our family. We love our family. Our family's our life when it comes to her and I, and just like hopefully everyone else, and trying to maneuver through some of the situations that happen with our families, um, problem solving, getting the answers. They always come to us. It always comes to us. Like, yeah. Sometimes the answers will come through me. Sometimes my answers will come through Julie. It's very it's a great connection. It's really cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much all I really wanted. I think that's about everything that I've got that I wanted to talk about when it comes to the simulation. If you guys want to chime in and have some questions and give me some of your thoughts, I think that'd be great. And yes, the Kardashians, of course, they're dark souls. They sold their soul. I think they came to this planet. I wonder what I bet you they come from because they can't dance, they can't sing, they're not political, they just have like crazy looks.
Well,
Um,
and most of it's, as you said,
Porn, wasn't
it's
it porn? Isn't that
simulated.
how they got fame from porn? Oh, their dad was an attorney for the whole uh oh, what was that?
O.J. Simpson.
OJ, that's right. And then one of them, the one that's a transvestite now, was a famous Olympic runner or something like that.
Um,
Um,
yes, he was
it
new to the Kardashians. He's not a it. Yeah. Well, when you were talking Olympian, when he was an Olympian, I'm not saying that it is a he now, but the Olympian, um, gosh, I can't
what's
even
his
think of
name?
his name.
I don't know. I don't. You
Yeah.
know me. I don't know these famous people very well.
I mean, he had sons from a previous marriage. Then he marries Kardashian and had all these daughters around him. And he decided he wanted to be a woman, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a great! He just feeding that simulation. He just, it's all part of what role they play, you guys. But yeah, they all, yeah, all of them, all. It's not just the deep state's not just the government. It's Hollywood. It's athletes. It's all the one percenters, you guys, who've sold their soul to have the money. See,
Yep.
they have to continue to portray this and for so that you consume and you buy their shit,
Right.
their
Right.
stuff.
And I think Sears has gone out of business completely. I'm not sure, but they're the ones who carried the Kardashian line for clothing. I walked in there, saw that it was Kardashian stuff. I walked out. I would never put money in that. And I'm doing my best to limit my money to those who have donated, to the corporations who have donated highly to the false matrix, to the negativity. I'm working on reducing my funds that go to them because I don't want to um, support them anymore.
No, and that's part of pulling away from the matrix. That's the beginning. I've been working on this for a long, long, long time. Got rid of credit card debt 10 years ago. No, I'm sorry. No, 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 no. 8 years ago. Um, being a bit, you have to be in this system to a certain extent. I get that. We love having a roof over our head. We love having running water. But I have to say, this facility that I rent now, I feel really good when I pay the rent because I'm paying it to a small business owner. She just owns this property. She's also the one who takes care of it. She cleans it, and I never thought that would happen. I always thought that it was always big corporations that bought little properties like this to help their portfolio so they can get to the next level. But not this sale, not this time when it sold. It sold to a small family from another country. They happen to have $8 million or $15 million is what this complex cost, and they paid for it. And uh, I'm appreciative now when I paid that rent to them. Like I'm like, okay, it's going somewhere where I'm not feeding the system, and it makes me feel a lot better.
And that is good. And we talked earlier about things you want to do, and you're reducing your system feed as well.
I'm going to even get out of this facility, you guys. I'm going to do something better so that I am actually putting money into something that's going to make me money. And because money is the way of it on this planet right now, that's not our number one currency. Our energy is number one currency, but I will not be in debt. I don't believe in it. I don't want to be caught up in the matrix. But like I said, to a certain extent, I do like having electricity.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when I get my own space and I pay for my own space, I'll be able to get my own solar panels. I'll be able to do different things and get my water and use gray water and well water and stuff like that. So, anyways, I'm working on it. I am working on it. It's a lot of work, you guys, and it takes a lot of money to do it.
And Victor was talking about how Miley Cyrus um, looked like she was turning gray after the Oscars. So yeah, and
Wow.
the name of the Olympian was Bruce Jenner.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I
Yes,
knew you'd get it.
I,
Okay, so another one, you guys, that is I got sent. Someone sent me a picture of this person, and they asked me what's going on. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. And I don't know much about the athletes, you guys. I mean, about the movie stars. I couldn't even. I don't know. I stopped watching TV and movies 15 years ago. So anything prior to that, I can talk. I do know. Um, Kathy Griffin. Have you guys seen this?
oh no, I haven't seen anything about it.
I got this sent to me.
Oh,
They're asking like, what happened? Like, what's wrong with her? I'm like, ooh, looks like she's not getting any adrenaline chrome. I, I don't know, but yeah, see you guys, it's happening right in front of our face. These movie stars, these athletes, they're not looking so beautiful, are they now? They're not. And um Miley Cyrus is what? She's only in her 30s, maybe? I don't know.
she might be 40s.
In her 40s? Really? She's that old, huh? I
Well,
mean,
I
that's
think
not
she's
old.
around my kid's age. I don't know. Is
Oh,
she younger
maybe
than my children? I don't know.
I
Hold
want to
on,
say
I'll
she's,
tell you that. I will tell
yeah,
you.
you will find that out. See, there we go. We're using the AI for our benefit.
When was Miley Cyrus born? 1992 in Franklin, Tennessee.
Oh, so she's like 30. Yeah, she's in her 30s. She's like 35, 34, 35, something like that. 33. I don't know. She's in her 30s somewhere.
Three is she can't be that young. 32. Yeah, she's 32 because she was born on November 23rd. Gosh, I thought she'd be 40 by now.
Yeah, but look at that. She sold her soul. Wasn't she from Disneyland? Wasn't
Disney.
she a Disney kid or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. She
So
started
she
with
sold.
Hannah, Montana in 2006. Yeah. So she was about 18 when she started.
Yeah. Well, I think she started younger than that because of her dad. Her mom and dad were already in the in the deep state.
Biz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. 33. Okay. So oh, look at
32.
Nova. No, no, Nova's like, she's
Hi,
33.
Nova. How are ya? Oh, don't forget, take a look at that store I sent website to Kate.
Oh, I did. I looked at it. No, the clothes are great. It's just kind of pricey. That's all, Victor.
Yeah.
I I
Well,
got a
that's
budget
what they
on this
use
new wardrobe,
child
but
terror to make famous look young. Oh. Well, she was born in 1992, but November 23rd. So currently she's 32. She will turn 33 in November on the 23rd.
yeah. So, she's Sagittarius.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're gonna start seeing all this. This is just part of the matrix coming down, the simulation coming down, you guys, whatever you want to call it. Um, it, I don't know what's, I mean, as I don't know what's going on with them. These are people, these are our enemies. These are the ones who sold their soul to have fame and for you to buy their shit. Consumerism. To buy Miley Cyrus's clothes, her music, her perfume, whatever it is that she's selling out there. Um, and we're stopping. I don't really. They're movies. They're movies is another thing too. I don't think that the Americans are consuming this crap anymore. Really, the way that they were. I call them dummy gods. I call all Hollywood and athletes and government elites Americans dummy gods. So, I mean, I literally have seen humans worship. I know humans who worship Miley Cyrus. It's disgusting. I know. I know. And when I saw that little girl practically naked dancing on a stage, I was like, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
So,
Just a baby.
yeah, buy their shit. Yeah, that's what it is. To me, it's been shit. Yeah, I've never been one to own anything name brand. I'm not that. I'm telling you, when I was younger, because I've always liked thrift stores. I remember being younger, and I have a sister who's all name brand, Chanel, Guess. She'd all be like all, and she still is all name brand. And I would look at her and be like, "Are they paying you to wear that shit? How much you pay for that stuff? Like, why would you waste your money?" Ever since I was a, I'm telling you, I have always been to thrift stores. I've always been a shopper because I don't want no one wearing what I'm wearing. Um,
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I did like Cyndi Lauper because she was different. Cyndi Lauper was
Yes.
someone. Yeah, I loved her style.
And you know where her style came from, right?
No, I have no idea.
Her grandmother. Yeah.
Right
They were
on.
all seamstresses. The whole family, all the women. So she'd go home and they'd look at her and they'd have something, they'd make her stuff and okay, off she went. It was
That is
never the same and not like anybody else. Was that Dance Moms? Now Dance Moms, that was crazy. Now she
the
doesn't she
reality show. Is that the
yeah,
reality show
the
dance?
reality show.
Oh man, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, my daughter was addicted to that show when she was a teenager, and she would watch it over and over all the time. And I can hear, and I just go, my daughter loved reality shows, and I would be like, shame on those mothers. But see, those are parents living their life through their children
I know. I know.
and wanting to be famous. Those are people who want to be famous. They get 5 minutes of fame, and look at them now. Where are they now, you guys?
Yeah.
I would I bet you they're lost. They are such lost souls now because they sold their soul to that show.
Yeah.
Um, I say even to old friends of mine that Miley Cyrus will go downhill like Britney. Poor lady, she will never be herself. Oh my gosh. Well, they're all taken by entities, you guys. They literally allowed an entity. They go, they sell their soul. Okay. And I think there's different levels of it. And once they get to a certain level of doing certain acts and doing certain rituals, then they get chipped. And that helps feed the entity that takes over their body. And maybe what we're seeing right now is that the vibration, okay. So listen to this. Anne stepdaughter, well, her boyfriend's little girl, okay, just said this. Anne messaged me, I think, on Saturday, and that little girl who's 8 years old told her dad and told Anne, "Heaven's here.
Mhm.
We're living in heaven right now, Daddy." Isn't
Yep.
that amazing? So that's proof that the new earth is here, you guys. We are living it. So maybe what we're seeing, this is the download I'm getting, is that their entity that was living inside of them can't be here with these high vibes. So they left. And now they're just, like I said, normal humans now, but they don't know. It's a thought.
Oh, gray demon with demon eyes. Yeah.
Their entities have left their body, and that we're seeing the deterioration of what, I mean, just look at what that's one hell of a parasite.
Yeah. Exactly.
My parasites left my body and I'm glowing.
Well, I know you keep losing them. So the day you stop losing them, please let us know because
I don't think that's going to happen though, because I'm constantly fighting the heavy metals. I'm constant. Now remember, every time I have die off, every time they die off, they release their eggs.
yeah.
So I believe this is, it's a battle that I'm always going to be in until we get the air clean, get the water clean, we start getting things cleaned up, Julie.
Well, I understand that, but you had said before. I don't know if it was when it when you were talking about papaya seeds and your the honey rubbing it in honey. Um, but that they die quickly with those. Therefore, they aren't able to release their eggs because they die off and leave. And you've also talked about the when you have gas and bloating and all of that. Remember the toxins that they release are dealt with our liver and our kidneys, mainly our liver and the gallbladder. And if we release so much of that, it's very hard for our liver to keep up with it. And I think that's why a lot of people have problems with their liver because of the toxins that are being released when these die. And the babies still are living or
And who knows where they get, that's just how I look at, well, the last visions that I've had about it is that the die, they have the die off, they release the toxins. And remember when I've talked about the the mantis, the praying mantis beings, okay, they're the ones who created the archons, they're the part, they're the creator of that simulation, the realm owner of that.
yeah.
If you take a praying mantis to this day and you pick it up, and I have a video of it, I have a live video I can show you guys. You pick it up, all of its eggs come out if you squeeze
Oh,
its head. If you squeeze it, if you take a real praying mantis bug and you squeeze its head, I have a video of it. Anne sent me when she found it. And Nova knows about this too. Nova has talked about this. She's seen it too, I believe. All of their eggs instantly are released. So that might be something that I'm going to be constantly battling because they're going to just keep releasing their larva in me. I don't, that's just what I've been shown. I do believe that it's always going to be that balance I'm going to be working on, the good bacteria, the bad bacteria. But as long as I keep the balance of the pH level in my body, I'm not going to have anything growing inside of me anymore. Nothing's going to be able to take over me. The reason what they did to me is they had me fully immersed in fake light. Once I started releasing these, and you've been my witness, releasing these parasites, I'm like, no more GF, no more, um, what was the other word we were using?
no starch, no gluten. What?
No,
Oh,
no, quantum, no more talking quantum, no more
Right.
this, no more, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, because that is what they were tricking me to fully get myself immersed in false light and to be part of the false light. But once I started releasing them, I started breaking away from I started seeing the false light for what it is. So, yeah, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
I do feel really good, you guys. I can see in my complexion, in my hair, and everything else is changing. My nails are beautiful. Um, so I am starting to glow more and more. Um, I don't use anything but coconut and sugar scrub to wash myself. I use a little bit of a natural honey conditioner for my hair. That's it. That's all I do. And water. And I do have an oil, my oil thing that I do after I get out of the shower. And that's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah. And it's that time. So I want to remind everyone that we do have a class tonight. And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow as well. Tomorrow will be with Sherry Maria Ariana. Ariana. I think I'm saying it right. And she's on a mission to share her inner light with humanity and assist awakening souls and thriving with their divine inner wisdom. As a star seed, does that sound familiar, Mr. Victor? She Starseed, Battle Angel, and Original Light Code Keeper for Gaia. It's how she promotes herself. She sees human enslavement on an energetic, emotional, and I can't read the rest of it, um, level. So that's a lot what we were talking about today as enslavement. We didn't really call it that, but being under the false matrix. I mean, in this simulation, because they want our souls.
Yeah, I'm so glad, Victor, that you enjoyed this. I was kind of hoping you guys would enjoy this topic. I think it's very interesting. We can talk about the simulation. I mean, let's talk about it. Let's have more conversation. You guys carry it on. Julie's going to carry it on with with her guests coming on the show, and let's just keep talking about it. And let's just transmute. This is how we transmute the energies, you guys.
Right, and being grounded in Gaia, grounded in the Creator, and coming together as one, because we're going to make the difference. We just got to do
We
it together.
are the difference.
We are the difference. Yes, I love that. And there's so much more going on next week. However, I will not be here, but Miss Claudine will be on Monday night between 5:22 and 7:22 Mountain Standard Time with Miss Anne from Australia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And let's see, I already talked about today and tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night, Bonnie and Don, not Bonnie and Don, sorry, Angie and Don. Uh, Thursday morning, Shauna and Don. I will be on Friday. That will be my last show for a week, and I will be with Scott on Friday. Friday evening is Bonnie and Sarah on uh, Friday Night Live Happy Hour. Saturday, Susan will not be on. She is going to be in Baltimore. And on Sunday, Jess, are you and Bonnie on Sunday? And then I'm not sure if Angie and Sherry will be on Sunday afternoon. I'm not certain of that. But then again, we already talked about next Monday. So have a great rest of the week and do get a hold of us anytime you need us. Let me see. I have it.
Put my QR code. And Victor, I am working on Discord. I remember I broke my foot, so breaking my foot I had to put three of my projects down: Discord and getting my products tested. Those had to be put to the wayside while I was healing my foot. And but my foot's doing great, and I'll be back on that probably next week. I got to get a bunch of stuff handled here, my facility. Like I said, my doors, you guys, I have been booked. I am helping anywhere from 6 to 12 people a day. That's a lot of energy. So,
Yes.
anyways, I will be back on that project now that my foot is all good, and hopefully next week I'll be able to do that. And I got to get my products tested. So, thank you for reminding me, though, Victor.
And Victor, I'd like to get with you after I return from Baltimore because I've got a lot of things to do and want to get them done. So hold on a minute, Miss Claudine, and thank you guys for joining us today. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Have a blessed, lovely, beautiful day. Somehow I'm getting out of here. Here we go. Bye.